Millions of Americans are learning that their premiums are going to skyrocket in January, all because Republicans were happy to extend tax cuts for Amazon and Jeff Bezos, but not tax credits for families who are struggling to afford health care. So Democrats are ready to help solve the health care crisis that Republicans have created. But right now, Donald Trump is evidently too busy trying to coat the Oval Office in gold leaf. And if the Republicans want to get serious about lowering costs and taking on corporate greed, count me in. But Republicans continuing to put forward the concepts of a plan just so that they can crush the ACA, which they've tried to do 70 times already, is not going to work. Some kind of savings account that maybe rolls in a year from now. Families are struggling right now, and they need help right now. And Donald Trump may be absorbed on having bulldozers tear down the East Wing and put up a new ballroom, but American families are facing real cost increases, and it's time for Congress to respond.
Since 2009, 15 years ago, I've been warning that Obamacare would increase premiums in spite of what President Obama may have promised the American people, which I think was called the lie of the year. Now families in Wyoming are being hit with premium increases of up to $2,000 a month. I got a text today from a rancher who finds himself in that situation. Like, I've never supported Obamacare or any effort to expand this broken system, including the creation or the extension of the Biden COVID bonus payments that the Democrats put in place, and they chose the end of this year as the deadline date for that because it was supposed to be temporary due to COVID. What we're seeing now are the results that they speak for themselves. And Democrats would like families to believe that these skyrocketing premiums are the fault of Republicans. That couldn't be further from the truth. These spikes were predictable, they were warned about, and they're the direct consequence of the law that Democrats wrote and passed 15 years ago that not a single Republican voted for. And of course, that was a law that promised affordability and failed completely. So Brian, let me ask you, if these temporary subsidies were a solution, why have premiums continued to skyrocket even after Democrats poured billions into these COVID bonuses? What exactly did that money fix?
Yeah, Senator, thank you for that. I agree with you. The ACA has deep underlying structural problems, and the subsidies just exacerbate it. They just put more taxpayer fuel on a regulatory and subsidy structure that is raising premiums and raising prices and just creating a much more inefficient healthcare sector. And some of the inefficiencies of the ACA even bleed over into the employer market. And some of the rising premiums in the employer market are from problems with Obamacare.
So Brian, how can a family exercise choice when there's only one insurer, no insurance insurer on the exchange at all?
Yeah, they can't exercise choice if they don't have a choice of any insurers. What they need is additional options. States can put in place Farm Bureau plans, and we've seen about 15 states now allow Farm Bureaus to sell coverage that can benefit rural residents. Short-term limited duration insurance offers particular value in rural areas. They have much broader networks of doctors and hospitals that take that coverage than accept ACA coverage.
Yeah. Doug, do you want to add anything else in terms of what we can do competition-wise in rural America?
You have to find pooling mechanisms, and Brian's outlined several. There are probably others if we put our heads together.
So are there reforms that we could actually put into law that would actually bring competition back into rural America?
Yeah, well, I think first, the One Big Beautiful Bill, by addressing some major structural problems within the healthcare sector and the government healthcare programs, put in place the Rural Hospital Transformation Fund, and that is $10 billion a year that is going to rural areas within states so that they can improve access to care for rural providers. So I think that is a real benefit of the reconciliation bill. And then just work on expanding as many options as there are and empowering patients with more control over the financing.